You good?
Hello everyone, my name is Monty Engel. I'm a paramedic here on D shift in Davidson County, EMS, and I'll be doing this lesson on orthostatic vital signs. This is my partner, Austin Gage, whom you all may know. He's going to be the simulated patient, a 22-year-old male that has obvious volume depletion. That is not super serious. So the indications that you would use, or the indications for using orthostatic vital signs would be somebody that has obvious volume depletion, but not like excessive, something that's serious like blood loss, or somebody that's altered. You want to be at least taller than the Broslow tape, older than 8 years old, preferably. And you want to have them supine, and all you need is a stethoscope and a blood pressure cuff and a way to measure their pulse. And this video will be palpating it. So I'm going to demonstrate it first. While the patient is supine, you're going to want to get the blood pressure first. Just put your arm here. Go. And once you have your blood pressure, you're going to write it down on your glove or on a piece of paper, and then you're going to get the pulse. So I'll have to move this watch. And then after 60 seconds, when you have the pulse, you're going to write it down, and then ask your patient to sit up for me. Let's put this up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so once your patient is sitting up, you'll wait 30 seconds using a stopwatch, and after those 30 seconds, you'll get the blood pressure again. All right, you'll annotate that second blood pressure on a piece of paper or on your glove, whichever you chose. Then you'll get a second pulse. And then you'll annotate that. All right, so now we're going to go into some detail about this procedure. Now that you have a general overview. So with this patient, we're just going to say that he just ran a marathon, and he says that he's feeling a little bit dizzy and is a little bit pale. So we don't have anything super serious, and we don't want to delay treatment if it is serious. So we decided that we're going to get orthostatic vital signs. So we have the patient lying supine. And we do this because we want to mark the difference from when they're laying supine to when they sit up. When they're supine, it's easier for their heart to push the volume around in their body. All right, so we get the appropriate size blood pressure cuff. This is a standard patient, so we're going to use a standard blood pressure cuff. If it was a large patient, we want to have a bigger one. If it's a pediatric patient that's over 8 years old or larger than the Broslow, we would get a smaller cuff. Pediatric cuff would do. If the patient's very skinny, we want a smaller cuff than that. So once you put the cuff on, you want to make sure the arrows line up to where the artery would be on whichever arm that you're using. You want to be tight enough to where it won't slide up or slide down, but not too tight, so as to skew your numbers. And then, when you're getting the blood pressure, you're going to inflate it to about 180 to 200. The systolic part of your blood pressure will happen when you have the audible heartbeat on the top number. And you continue to deflate the cuff until the heartbeat goes away. The number at which it goes away will be your diastolic. Then you'll annotate that, and then get a radial pulse. And you'll get that for 60 seconds. And once you have that pulse, you can write it down. If you choose to use a pulse ox That will be bouncing up and down, but you can still use that as well. Or if your patient's already on the cardiac monitor, a 4-lead, what it be, you can look at that as well and just annotate that. Then you're going to have the patient sit up slowly. There we go. And once they sit up, the reason you're waiting the 30 seconds is because you want their heart rate and the blood pressure to stabilize, because if they are volume depleted, their heart rate's going to go up and the blood pressure is going to drop. So after the 30 seconds is up, you do the same thing in the same order. You're going to get your blood pressure. Inflate it to about 180 to 200. Hear the heartbeat. Note when it fades away. And then annotate. Then get your pulse for 60 seconds. And then you'll annotate. So whenever you have a change in the systolic blood pressure between the two blood pressures that you got, you have a change of at least 30 millimeters of mercury, and you know that the patient is volume depleted. Or you can have the heart rate change, it can go up by 20. All right, you can have both of these at the same time, or you can have either or. The patient will be orthostatic at that point. So I'm gonna do one more demonstration without any breaks, just so you can see it. So your patient's gonna be supine. And then you start. Obtaining blood pressure. Obtaining the pulse. All right. We'll have the patient sit up slowly. There we go. And then we'll wait 30 seconds. All right, we'll see that the 30 seconds is up. So then we'll get the blood pressure again. We're going to be annotating that and getting a pulse. All right, then I'm going to compare my blood pressures and my pulses, and if I have a change of equal to or greater than 30 on the systolic blood pressure, or if they have a pulse change that goes up to 20 from the initial, then we know that they are orthostatic. So at this point, I would take any questions, and then I thank y'all for watching this video.